Did you have music in your gene the way your brother Rajesh Roshan did?
No, maybe I have, but I never tapped that.
Do you sing sometimes?
I don't sing, but I have got a good ear for music.
That we know from
Yeah.
the soundtracks that you've produced.
But then it was a dark tunnel for me. I didn't know where am I going to go. But then I kept working. I worked as an assistant and as an actor, and then changed my. I wanted to stay as an actor. I wanted to be in front of the people. I wanted to be in front of the producers. So I did different roles. And hero नहीं चला तो मैंने side roles कर लिया. Side roles नहीं चले तो मैंने फिर villains का role कर लिए. So I wanted
Just to be
there.
around.
Yeah, I wanted to be around. Where most of the contemporary actors of mine on those days, they didn't do it. They were hero के role करेंगे. I didn't have that attitude.
And you also didn't have a choice.
Huh?
You also didn't have a
I
choice.
have a choice also. So I kept going. You know, I kept moving ahead, slowly, and in the journey I was walking on, I saw some light somewhere, and then I became a producer, and that light showed me some other path, and I became a director.
You know, you become a producer, of course, you star in it as an actor in the films that you produced as well, and then you become a director. My question to you is very simple, and I don't know why nobody's asked you this. All your movies, as a producer, start with the letter K, right? And your father-in-law, J. Om Prakash, all his films start with the letter A. What's the fascination? Well, firstly, what was the fascination with the letter K? But then you pass it on to Karan Johar. All his movies started with K. You pass it on to Ekta Kapoor. All her serials started with K. What's up with K?
One fan when I was making Jago Tha Insaan after Kamchor, some fan wrote to me that we should make films with K. All your films with K has done very well.
Like all your films as an actor?
Yeah, as an actor.
Interesting.
Like Kamchor, Khubsurat, Khatta Meetha, and Khandan, and
Khel Khel Mein.
Khel Khel Mein. So मैंने बोला ऐसे ही होगा कुछ. So I forgot about
It was just a fan mail.
Yeah. So
Not from astrologer or
no.
or numerologist.
Just a fan
Right.
wrote to me. That was the wish to get fan letters.
Right.
I made Khudgarz, not thinking that I had to keep a name from K, because it suited that film. The film did very well. That fan again wrote to me and he said, "आपने अभी रखा K से, देखिए आपकी ये picture भी चल गई." But then I said the नाम तो रखना ही है picture का. So why not with K? So I started with K.
And literally, you've had no commercial debacle as a director, and all of them have been with Ks, right?
Yes, by God's grace, yes.
Rakesh, if you don't mind me saying this, but if you did not name them with K, all your films as a director, you could just name them all Badla. हर picture का नाम बदला रखते हैं, because you know what is fascinating about your work, according to me, is how you can take that one idea and make films that are so different from each other while the core idea remains the same. There's a first half, there's a second half. There's a person who is wronged. That person can return in the second half as that person himself, or a reincarnation, or, with plastic surgery, etc., etc., but then takes revenge, and the audience feels like, higher. एक poetic justice मिली. Is there a conscious choice that you made as a filmmaker कि मुझे ये कहानी बनानी है? But of course, each film is different. Yeah. I'm not saying they can be compared with each other on any other front.
It's not like that. I think from the age of 9 or 10, I started seeing movies, and I saw a lot of movies, hit movies and flop films. I used to see all movies. So somewhere a common man's feeling has come in with me. It's in my bloodstream, I think. So my story is always of a common man, and then how he wins in the end.
Something that the common man cannot do in real life.
So that's the escape. So when they come and see the movie, they identify themselves, and with the actors who's playing that character. So somewhere, and maybe my failure also, and then my success story. So maybe somewhere something is there which connects, but it's not consciously that I'm doing that.
And when you're saying you were watching these films, Rakeshji, where were you watching them? Satara is where you would be watching films as well?
No, no, no. Satara was a military school, so they were very strict.
You didn't bunk there?
I bunked there for 4 days. First
Okay.
4 days. Then I was caught. But in Bombay and in college days, till today, I keep watching films.
You watch every new release, even now?
Every day. Yeah.
Every Friday?
Every Friday.
Where does one spot you?
I have a home theater. In
Okay,
my
now of course there's home theatres.
outhouse, so every Friday.
In that amazing farmhouse of yours that we see in the Roshans?
yes.
Where is that farmhouse,
It's in
Rakeshji?
Khandala.
Oh wow, it's stunning, I have to say. Coming back to Badla and your first film as director, that's Khudgarz. And again, it's about the revenge of a friend who feels wronged and then turns out that, he takes him on eventually. Now, that seemed to me like a very personal story. Is it a personal story? Did you ever feel wronged by a friend?
No. Actually, that story was inspired from, people say from Kane and
Kane
Abel.
is what people
It
say,
is
yes.
not Kane and Abel. I was inspired from Namak Haraam.
Ah,
Namak Haraam had the same story as Khudgarz had. But nobody went that way. Everybody said, no, we are very learned. So they started saying about Kane and Abel. But exactly it was, all the characters, everything was the same as Namak Haraam. Only the story, I expanded the story a bit.
how amazing. And then you go on to make Khoon Bhari Maang, which of course is iconic even now, and it's referred to. If I see a crocodile, I think of Khoon Bhari Maang. That of course, I mean, there was a television show, the Australian TV series, which you sort of adapted from as well. What I found surprising is, I mean, for its time, was you had Kabir Bedi in that film, which would not be the obvious casting choice because Kabir Bedi had left India years ago, right? Rakesh, he used to live in LA at the time, and you seeked him out, you called him up from wherever he was. What made you have Kabir Bedi of all the people in Khoon Bhari Maang?
You see, I always felt that casting plays a very big part. And if you have the right casting, 50% of your battle is won. We had really good actors here too. I didn't want to take a face where they have done a villain's role.
Right.
And if I
And
go
then you
to-
know already in the beginning he is the villain.
He is the villain नहीं होने वाला.
Right.
So then I thought of Kabir Bedi. Then I called, because I worked with him in my first or second film, Seema.
Ah.
Kabir Bedi and Simi Garewal was there. So I rang up Kabir and I asked him that I've got a story and I would you like to work. He said, "Will send me the script." I sent the script to him and he read it and he said, okay.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.